Hey, welcome back to the See Today Business segment where it's Wednesday, so it's time to talk with our personal finance enthusiast, Dani Rachmat, to find out about the suitable instrument for emergency fund. All right, thank you so much for joining us.
Me.
So let me ask you this first. So when should we have emergency fund? When we get married, when we turn 40, or like what's the best time for this?
Actually, the best time to start to prepare for your emergency fund is the very first day of your work.
Oh.
Because you already have income at that time, so that the emergency fund will help you just in case you lose that income also sudden. So, yeah.
That kind of makes sense. If you don't have a job, you cannot even save to make the emergency fund to begin with. So, what is the first mistake that people usually make when they trying to have emergency fund?
They don't prepare and they don't know what kind of instrument that they should put the emergency fund. Also, they tend to think that I can always use emergency fund anytime I need it.
Okay. So before we talking about like what instrument we're gonna have, so how much of emergency fund should we have?
Ideally, it's 8 to 12 times of the monthly expenses.
8 to 12
that is
times.
a lot, right?
Yes.
That is a lot. So that for people that still don't have any family, still single, they can prepare up to 3 times of their monthly expenses.
All right.
And if they already married, they can save up until 6 times. And when they got first child, and then more children, they can prepare up to 12.
All right. So, Marissa, my co-host asked me earlier, so it's safer to be 12, right? Well, if you want to say safer, it's safer if you have 18 or 24 or 36.
But that will be very hard, right?
Right.
Very hard to achieve.
I mean, again, the word safer is...
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about instrument, because to get to that point, as you mentioned earlier, it's not easy. So we need to put in a safer instrument. So what would your first recommendation? Where should we put our emergency fund at?
The criteria that when you're choosing instrument for emergency fund is that it must be safe, and then it will be easy to access, and it has the stability.
All right, so easy access mean
Then you can access it anytime.
All right.
Yeah.
So cash just is safe.
Cash is safe, but yes, safe from what? From losing the value out of the market risk and everything. But it is not safe from you, right? Because we are the biggest risk for our emergency fund.
All right.
We tend to We tend to lie to ourselves that okay, this is emergency, such as you have crack in your cell phone's screen.
I do actually. I just saw it this morning. It's like I need a new phone.
And that is emergency, right?
Emergency.
Yeah. No. Don't use cash.
Okay.
At the very least, you should use the high interest rate saving account, which that you cannot access anytime, but then you still get something there.
All right. So that's actually gonna be my next question. What the different types of financial instruments? So one is the high interest saving or deposits. So,
or time deposits.
All right. So it says 1 to 3 times expensive deposited on this.
Me, myself, only put 1 time of monthly expense there. Because that would be not very effective for me to put everything up to 3 months expenses in the high interest saving or deposits.
Okay.
But I still have to save 1 month of expense here. Because just in case something happen, I can access it directly.
This is the not the safest, the most liquid.
Yes, the most liquid.
The easiest to access.
The easiest to access.
Okay.
And stable and still guaranteed by LPS.
All right.
Here.
So one
to up to 3 times
expenses.
Of monthly expenses.
Not your income, expenses. So let's.
If you want to put income there, that's okay, but that will be harder for us to reach.
All right. Next one is.
And then after you already have 1 month up until 3 month expenses there, you can use money market funds.
Okay.
Me personally, I love money market funds more than time deposits. So I put here up until 6 months of my monthly expenses. Why? Because nowadays, before, like 5 years ago, we still need like 3 days up to 5 days or maybe 7 days period to disburse the money there.
Yes.
So we have to sell it first, and then we have to wait 3 to 5 days. But nowadays, when we use money market fund, we can get the instant disbursement for this.
Okay, so it's pretty easy to access
Yes.
too. So
Very easy to access nowadays.
all right. So where can one buy the money market funds?
You can buy it through your banks that have the digital application and everything. They already, some of the banks provide that. They also the seller of these mutual funds.
Okay.
But you can also use the the fintech apps that specifically selling the funds.
So if I go back to the high interest rate, interest saving rates
Yes.
or time deposit, we're talking about 2 to 4%.
2 to 4%.
On
yes.
this one, what numbers are?
For these money market funds, you can get up to 4 to 5.5%.
Oh,
But the difference with the saving, you still have to pay 20% of tax out of the
Right.
interest. So when you got 4%, then
it's around
that means around 3.2%.
So on this one, the tax is
No tax here.
all right.
Yes.
But talking about like 4 to 5%, I like my bet, which is I just put my emergency fund to the government bond.
Government bond. There is also a good idea
because they have
6.25 if you
6.25.
buy for 3 years, and then 6.4 if you buy for the 6 years one.
All right.
Yeah.
So do we have more where we should put it? So we
Yes.
have a next one. All right. Use money market mutual fund.
Oh, this is the
similar to the other one.
the previous one.
Do we have another one?
Yes.
Oh, gold purchase.
So I put up until 6 months of expenses in the money market funds, right? So many people love to hold gold,
Yes.
but then my suggestion is that do not buy gold unless you already have that 6 months of expenses.
All right. So let's start again. So 1 to 3 times expensive on the high interest
Savings or time deposit.
And then so if you already accumulated for 3 months, you can add another 3 months of the market mutual
yes,
fund.
money market mutual fund, and then only after you have that 6 months of expenses, you can buy gold.
All right. This is my scarcity about gold. Putting out emergency funds.
Yeah.
The price can go down in a matter of months.
Yes. That is why you have to have the 6 months first before you buy any gold.
All right.
Because the risk is high for gold.
Yes.
But I still, in my opinion, we still need to keep gold because gold can, or the price can hike very easily.
It can.
During
When it surge, it's just go
Yes.
crazy. It can just jump up.
During the crisis.
Yes.
So whenever there is uncertainty in the world,
Yes.
the first thing that, or maybe the only thing that goes up is only gold.
Right. So in a sense, it makes sense now because emergency happen usually when there's a
Yes.
crisis, which we already like most of us experienced in 2020.
Yes, 2020.
So when that happened, while everything's going down, the gold
yes.
actually gonna go up. So
Yes.
that's actually a good thing to actually have to.
So that's when you need your emergency fund. You can sell your gold first, but there is risk there.
So we're not talking about like if you're losing a job. We're talking about if
Yes,
there's
if the
actually a crisis in
Yes.
in like the workforce or
Economic
whatever
crisis, health crisis, or maybe war somewhere.
Yes.
Yes,
Right. So
and stocks and everything goes down. Then you can rely on the gold.
I mean, 2020 is a great example for that
Yes,
for that moment.
yes.
I mean, like everything just went down. Like it's a great time to buy other things. At the same time, if you have the gold, then everything's
But
gonna
then
go.
I need to highlight the risk of
Yes, please.
having gold for your emergency fund. During those time when gold prices went up, there is risk that you cannot sell that gold. Because the gold seller will say, I don't have money to buy your gold because the price is too high.
Yes.
And they only sell gold. So, but you still can sell gold to the people that want to buy from you
Right.
with lower price, but still high enough.
So let's, for example, let's say you buy it for 10,000 rupiahs. By the time of crisis, it's probably gonna jump up. Let's say 20,000.
20,000.
You might not be able to sell it at 20, but you
maybe
probably
you can
like
still sell it at 15.
15.
Yes.
You're not gonna
Still
lose money,
profitable.
but
Yeah.
at the same time, you still get it.
Yeah.
So do we have any other instrument that you would
Yes.
recommend?
Yes. Other than this, you can also use P2P lendings. This is when you act as the lenders. But of course, the risk is high because no guarantee here. And if the borrower cannot pay back the money that they borrow from you, then that's it.
Oh, it's very risky,
Yes,
especially
very
during
risky.
emergency.
But I love to use this. I love to
Okay.
use this because I can find P2P lending platform that can facilitate the payment in weekly basis, so that
Okay.
the risk is way lower for me, and I get higher return there. And then I still comfortably can lend because they pay me in weekly basis, so that
Okay, so in short term then, P2P lending is again, if you're not familiar with P2P, it's peer-to-peer lending.
peer-to-peer lending.
Which is you become like the bank
Yes.
for people who usually wanna borrow like a small amount of money,
Small amount
like
of
which
money.
is the bank just
Yeah.
hardly can do.
Bank cannot lend to
And then
them.
at the same time, of course, it has a higher interest
Yes,
rate
higher
compared to
interest rate.
bank. All right, so we
And
have
after this, we have also the the reksadana pendapatan tetap. I forget how.
it's like a mutual fund.
bonds mutual funds.
Right.
Mutual funds based on bonds. So instead of buying bonds, yes, buying ORI 25 is great, but then you can also have the flexibility from those bonds by
Yes.
buying these bonds mutual funds.
How easy is it to sell a bonds?
Nowadays, it is very easy.
Okay.
As long as it's already past the holding period
Then you
for retail government bond, you have to hold like minimum 3 months.
Okay.
So that after that you can sell it in the secondary market. You can sell it right away.
All right, so that's that's another example. If you already have like 6 months secured, then
Yes.
you can have. Because again, one of the things about the emergency fund is you need to be able to make sure it's liquid, that you
Yes.
can easily access it anytime. So let's
Yes.
start again. So you have the high interest saving,
Interest saving and time deposit,
the time deposit, and then
money market mutual funds.
the money market mutual funds, and then if you already get 6 months 6 months cover on this two savings, and then you can move on to gold,
And then
high risk
maybe
P2P lendings, and then of course
yes,
bond.
bonds.
Okay, so now we already covered most of them. Emergency fund again, have at least 8 to
8 to 12.
8 to
yes.
12
That would be
months.
safe.
All right. Mama, thank you so much for
Thank you very
sharing with us. I mean, it's great. Like, honestly, the way I put my saving accounts, emergency fund, usually just cash.
Yeah.
So, because, I didn't even think to actually have it as my part of my instrument portfolio on that one. So thank you so much for that. We are set for another commercial break. When we return, we'll bring you world headlines. Stay here on the C Morning Show.